All right, we're back on tour 10. So I'm on the tour 10 thing. I think I was at like 800 I think I was one win away from breaking the 900. So I was at, what is it, 30 per, so I must have been 870 plus. And now I'm down to 699. I went on, so the courses that are in here, let's look at them. Drumore Links, Gokasha Bay, Waterfield Sands. There was several days in a row where I've been trying to just play with one bag, just to find out kind of what my primary bag should be for these courses. And I've been trying out my Horizon because I just got it maxed out here not too long ago, and I was just giving it a test run. It's got a lot of nice numbers, but one of the numbers that hurts on this particular, what was helping me in the field, is this top spin, and the ball guide doesn't hurt because you can kind of see what you're looking at. What amazes me about this club is that with 90 curl, you would think, because 100 curl gets you way around the corner, but there is a big difference between 90 and 100, and it's a lot bigger than you think. And there's a lot of shots where with a club that's got more curl, I have to take a little bit off. But with this 90, it's been working pretty good. I could do max curl on some shots, so it was helping me out for a couple days. And then yesterday, I was with a 2-power ball. I was right at the spot where I needed to be. So I either needed a bigger hitting long iron, or I needed a club that had a little bit more backspin in order to stick me to the cup. But there is a use for it. So there are some holes out here that on the second shot, if you have a Horizon, especially if you get to go second, because if your opponent screws up, if you can go out there and stick your drive and you have a Horizon in your bag, you can get up and on and in the hole and force them to have to recover from distance. And so there's a lot of times you can win out on the course by having a Horizon, or even just a Cataclysm in your bag, or if you didn't have any of those. I played with 3 bags. Ideally you got 3, just 3. We're lucky we have 5 bags nowadays. That's the whole deal. If you're brand new, you want to play, if you're brand new, when you first start playing, you want to play with 1 bag. I do not want to play in the tournament. Cavalier, the Raiders Army. I don't really keep up with football, but they did change venues. I was getting this hole mixed up. Yesterday we played this hole, and I was getting this mixed up with a different hole. And I am definitely hitting it over to, on this one you could try and bounce over. Not like that. That side over there is very difficult because that fairway that they're looking at has a ridge going right down the middle of it. And if you hit on once on the left, it throws you to the left. If you hit on the right, it takes you to the right. Seven 1.1 times 7.7 divided by 1.2. 7.1 rings. It's 7.05, but who's counting? 6, 7, 1. Hit a 1 ring great to the right. Arrgh. And it's a good thing I did. I overpulled it. Which way is the wind blowing? Yeah. I'm pretty sure they can recover from there. The par 5s, when you get a par 5, it really would be nice if in one-on-ones we got par 5s. I'm sure they would count it as gambling, but it'd almost be nice if we always played a par 5. I mean, you could you could double or nothing somebody. If you lost, you could double or nothing them, and they could re-up, and you could replay them. So they would count that as gambling. There's Minimum Grizzly. Man, that's tight. I go right there. Okay, Minimum Grizzly. It's 1.3. So it's 7 divided by 1.3. 5.38. That's a straight up pull. Hitting it perfect. Needed to add on this hole like 5%. 5%. Close. I did actually go through and write some numbers down. I need to shoot some videos. I need to go shoot some, just like post them up, and for those of you that have watched my videos forever that watch this video will go, what? He's acting like we don't exist. No, I know. I appreciate all of you. The fun thing about having, I think this hole is like 20%. 0.2 times 11 divided by Cataclysm. Maximum Grizzly. Max Grizzly is 0.9 divided by 0.9. 14.66 rings. Jeez. Here's 10 and a little. There's 14 and a little more. And a freaking 75,000 ring grate to the right or left. And it'll roll off. Stick, 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 stick. Whew, man, if it rolled, there's a little ridge right here. If it gets to that point, it'll roll, it'll pick up some speed as it goes down that little hill. The B52 is a club, like, we're getting to see what it looks like when it's maxed out right here. So, and they're using a 3-power ball. And some of these clubs, especially those clubs, they play truer to number with a bigger power ball. I would be very concerned if I was him about it jerking around like that. And he's short shooting it. And he's gonna win. Well, maybe not. I might have got him. Good job. Good game. Hey, let's play again. Let's do it. Let's do it. See, this is where we could do the double or nothing, right? That would be gambling. You just have to get them to replay, I guess. I guess that's the way we gotta go. Alright, I've always done 10% on this, so 10% times the win divided by 1.2. And I've been trying not to do any overpower on as many holes as possible, just to lay myself up and find the spot so that you can, but this is a hole that and I say that, and then watch me, that the fairway is about a mile wide, and the deeper you can get down there, you can get yourself off of that hill on your second shot. And the wind is 12.2. It's 11.18 rings. There's 10. There's 11 too. Isn't it perfect? Flying down the fairway. We should be taking wind off. I swear to you. But I need to be in a good enough spot that I can. With a power 3 ball, and that club, I'm going to be in. I'm probably going to be in wood, which means I'll be in my Cataclysm. I'm probably pretty close to max. It hits 1.3 plus 0.1. If we did it straight up, I am on my Grizzly. Look at that. I do have a Grizzly shot. I'm going to get away from that rough. And it is, I'm going to do a straight up shot. 6.9 divided by max Grizzly is 1.3 is 5.3 plus 0.1, 5.4 rings. And there's the 5, 4. Hitting it perfect. And that was with no extra on the wind. And the wind pushed me way the hell off. I mean, that's got to be like that's at least a plus 10. At least. The smart thing to do would be to go, if you were just playing these, or if you really wanted to kick ass out here, is to go pull them up. Pull up those courses and have a little cheat sheet. You have a little note sheet, so when I got to the hole, you'd know what the second shot was. No more. Look at that. Forfeited. What's the deal? What is the deal? I'll take the chest though. I'll take the win. Winner. I am still looking for one freaking Kingfisher. And I have literally gotten one of every other club in the game. At least one, and some of them I've gotten more. Here we go. Marcus. Oh, finally. The last several times I've been on this hole, I had to hit over here because we had like a 12, I think like one time it was 11, one time it was 12 headwind, and really like trying to get over there would be difficult. I suppose you could bounce over the island. That might be the way I'll do it next time I have that, because the way over to the left blows. If you're set up for a tournament and you're keeping notes and you know all of the stuff, you know what to bring out, you're willing to bring out something bigger than a katana, the other side is viable. But in one-on-one play, you got to suck it up, buttercup, and go as far as you can this direction. Okay, so it's 1.1 times 9.5 divided by 1.2. 8.7 rings. I'm going to be dead center in the middle of that second bounce. I'll rewind it and see how close I am. I got to be close. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 7. I'm going to spin it around. Put that wind back in, and I'm going to have to snap it off. And I hit a 1 ring great to the left. And we'll see if I left enough room on that bounce to get me through and not bleed me off into the here we go in the spot. And there is an adjustment here, and this is another one of those ones where it's like plus 10, plus 0.1, 1.1 times. And I wrote numbers down for my club, so I'm going to play those numbers. But the adjustment, I'm going to have to try and remember. I'm going to be playing Tour 10 for a while. I got to build up a bankroll in order to play. Yeah, the deal is we're playing with a thorn. Yeah, 2 forfeits in a row. Look at that. Take the win. I would have liked to have known what the number was with the thorn there, because I think with all of its backspin, I was too far away. So I would have liked to have just ran it up there. That is the cool thing about that thorn, is you can run it up or you can do the backspin. So either way, it's got great ball guide and it's got awesome topspin. Let's clear a slot. Locked up, open. All right, we're 1 away, still 1 away. Somebody asked if I've been playing some of those quick 9s. I did. I've played at least one. And I really wasn't paying attention. I was watching TV and I got on there and I just played the holes, and I did bring out on several of the holes where you needed this is the big wind I was talking about. On several of those holes, I brought out a berserker. But other than that, I played with a katana and a titan. I won something, so I don't know how I did. I know that it wasn't one of those things where the deal is that because I'd have to look at it again and find out where the holes were at, so that I could go look at the hole and have a game plan and have it all set up and not be trying to do it while I was out there on the course. If you really wanted to do good. I do not like that second shot on that side, so I'm going to just lay it up and just try and get it into this area. I'm going to give myself as much room out there as possible. 11.7 divided by 1.2 is 10.72 rings. There's 10. 7-2. Isn't it perfect? And I want to see what that shot looks like. I wasn't sure whether I'd get a run out there. I'll make sure that shot ends up in the middle. Number one, it put me closer to the green, and number two, I don't like being that close. That means if I'd hit a one ring. This is the deal about the shot over here, is there is a rough bump. And you really want to know what that rough bump adjustment is when you got a dead headwind like that, because these types of shots come in the sand, it might be different. That's not to say that it is, but it might be different. Nice shot. Nice shot. Nice shot, man. 1.1 times 10 divided by Cataclysm minimum is 1.8 minus 0.1 1.86 0.1 rings. There's 6 in the little. We'll see if I can stick it up there with the Horizon, or with the Cataclysm, because I couldn't stick it up there yesterday with the Horizon. I didn't have enough backspin. This is a hole right here that a Guardian would have been really good on. You can get close enough. There's some holes that the Guardian will hurt you. There's some holes that the Guardian will definitely help you. And it's always, if you have a Guardian, you can do a lot of stuff in shootouts. Put the ball to draw. Rat bastard, you're not going to forfeit. You're going to make me earn this chest. All right. All right. Birdie. It's a draw. Times. This is a hole that I didn't have. I'd like to go back and play this hole. With this kind of wind, it wouldn't be bad, but yesterday it was tailwind, big tailwind like that, and you needed to be right at minimum club. My opponent is playing it from the left. I've never been a fan of playing it from the left. I tried from over there, but you can get in all kinds of shit over there. So I've tried not to play it from the left. 10.5 divided by minimum minimum club 1.8, 7 rings, and I'm gonna do 8. There's 5, 6, 7, 8 rings. I'd rather way over pull it and still end up on the green than get caught on that lip like that right there and going straight up in the air. And so now it's just a crapshoot. I think they beat me. Look at that. I could have just shot it up there in the sand and beat them. That's the thing about hitting off of one of those faces. That's not something I normally do. I was seeing how that Guardian would react, or that Cataclysm would react in lieu of a Guardian. Arr, arr. I do have a Guardian bag, but I want to see what I can do with my Cataclysm. I go first. Now this hole right here is definitely a hole. I don't want to play that bag. And I'm right at the red line. I'm gonna do 2 and a little. You can catch a slide down there. It's 9. 1.2, 8.52 rings. What was I thinking, not talking out loud? No. There's 5, 6, 7, 8.5. Stop. You run out of the fairway. It's bold down here at the bottom. It's the bowl. And so if you hit off to the, I was aiming towards the deepest part, and if you hit off to the left or right just a little, it's not a big deal because it's pretty flat down there at the tip. But if you hit a 2 ring, you can cut that corner and you can run out of. If you look to the right or look to the left, you've got tons of fairway. Okay, this shot I take at 1.1. I'm going to do a 10% times whatever the wind is, and my horizon is 1.6. So I have my equation. You brought a big ball you could get over. I'm gonna try and find a spot, see where that sign is. I'm like 1 ring behind that sign. 8.6. We'll see if this works. 5.1. We'll see what adjustments we need to make. There's 5.9. And I'm going to do a max curl shot. I think I needed to put overpower on it. I wasn't paying attention. That's going to already hit the rough. Baby. You mean one shot. I let them in the door. 0.9 of a ring. I glanced up at the last second. Arr! I would have loved to have seen what a perfect looked like on that. Arr! I am gonna have to see what that looks like. I want to start playing with some of the clubs that I haven't played with before now that I've got them up to higher levels. One of the clubs that I played with when I first started was a Hammerhead. I played with it until it was like level 3, maybe level 4, and then I got my sniper up high enough that it surpassed it, and then it takes forever for the Hammerhead to catch up. My Hammerhead's a long ways away from being level 8 though. It is level 7, and I think right now it has better stats than a sniper. Overall. Here we go. Bowman, South Carolina. The UFO burnt down. Was it a plot? Man, I am still trying to figure this whole out. Seems like I'm over pulling. I'm just going to do a straight up pull so that I can see whether I need to, what I need to do. So whatever the wind is divided by wherever I am in my club, that's what I'm going to do. It seems like you're downhill, because if that's as close as you can get, it's definitely downhill. So I mean, we should be doing something, but the second bounce is going up the hill, so I don't know. And this is going to be in my either Cataclysm or my Grizzly. Horizon. There's min. There's max. So I'm at mid club. And mid horizon is 1.8 per ring. So it's 10.4 divided by 1.8, 5.77 rings. I'm going to leave myself 2 rings of separation. And see if it rolls out. 5.77 rings. There's 577 exactly. Perfect. Now that wasn't perfect. It got pushed forward, and that was almost on minus 0.1. And I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't Cataclysm. Was I at minimum club? It was minus 0.1. There we go. Let's play. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get some bonus action. Here we have it, my friends. It does seem like at this level I am getting more people that want to replay. Not everybody, but more people. And this is this bag. 9-1. I'm just going to pull it. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm going to just lay it up. Wherever that happens to be. Let's see what this shot looks like. This is another hole right here that a Guardian would be really good on. I do see people get in trouble on this hole. I see people getting in trouble on this hole because they could make it with their rough or sand wedge, but they do max overpower because they think they got to get a little bit more. And they get themselves in a little bit of trouble. And it's very easy. We all know how this game works. It's very easy to go from the rough to the rough. There's max. There's min. I'm at minimum Cataclysm. So it is 11.5 divided by 1.8 minus 0.1. So it's 6.4. So it's 6.3. I'm going to move 6.3 rings. I'm going to do a straight up shot. 6.3 rings. There's 5, 6.3 rings. Oh! I caught a grate to the right, which is the worst side to hit a grate on. I mean, as far as like getting to the hole. If you hit a grate to the left, you might, yeah, the way it drifts, you might still get lucky. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this video to see how much backspin I put on there. Or how much topspin I put on there in order to get to the cup. I had a free shot. Very nice. Nice shot. Nice shot, my friend. Recovered. And almost made it. Shit, they were probably as close as me, if not closer. Would we have won a shootout? We were within a square. We were like 3/4. Yeah, we would have beat them. It's close. All right, now we got to get serious. And I have no idea which wood I brought. I can't remember. I've been switching them around. It's part of the reason why when I'm playing one-on-one, I like to play with one setup. And this hole I was kicking ass with my Horizon. And there's Man. There's Max. There's, I'm kind of in between mid and min, so I'm about 1.7. So it's 1.1 times 8.8 divided by 1.7. It's 569. And a 1-ring grate to the right. Just for flavor. Once you get down there, it's like the pinata or whatever that Plinko game is, where it just bounces around on the deal. I'm trying to hit in that bowl right there. It's flatter on the as it's coming up. The stuff around it is, once you get to the top of those peaks, it's pretty. And those little divots that are only partially in, like this one. And even this one's like one step up from that one. But my opponent knows the same trick. Damn it! And that's a good shot right there. That's going to be awesome. Nice shot. Nice shot, my man. Nice shot. Let's play again. Let's do that again. Play again. Let's have the match here. Come on, buddy. There you go. I have no idea. Let's do it. Drew Moore Links, hole number 1. See, this is where you have a cheat sheet and you'd know. I don't think I hit the shot into the cup perfect, but I know laying it up down here using a Cataclysm it's possible, but using a Horizon it's a lot tougher. It doesn't have that much backspin. But you would like to get forward. trying to do this without doing any overpower. I'm going to let my opponent fail. It won't work every time, but it'll work some of the time. Preferably 50% of the time. Because my opponent is in big ass trouble. So even that shitty shot, if that's the only one I have, I know I can take that shot with this Cataclysm. And I was a little bit too close last time, but I had a lot of distance in front of me. I was thinking I was going to get through a lot farther, and I was trying to pinch it. 8.6. I'm going to add on 10%, so that's 9.4. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 4. I'm going to just hit it straight. And a one ring grate to the left. I did give myself room out there, so hopefully I won't run out of fairway. That's even better. Perfect. Perfect. Now they'll be able to recover. They got a shot. This is where my opponent could set that shot up where they didn't have to do max overpower, but they might do overpower if they were inexperienced. This opponent has obviously got more trophies. The man has gold banners, so they have more experience than me. And that's exactly what I would do. It's easy to do a max overpower backspin shot because it doesn't matter whether you hit that thing even good like that. I'll bet you it ends up in an okay spot on the other side. Ah, he ended up in the sand. Let's see if we can stick it. I'm in my Grizzly, Max Grizzly. And I'm going to do 1.1 times 12.5 divided by Max Grizzly is 0.9. It's 15.27 rings. There's 10. There's 15, 27. And a one ring grate. Is there a perfect in between those grates? And I should have put some curl on it. And I forgot. That's why I did that. I had planned on putting 1 tick of curl, if not 1.5. I wanted to make sure I was on the green. I would rather over curl it than under curl it, and then I didn't put any curl on it at all. I had to move so many rings. I forgot what shot I'd set up. That is the way to do it right there. And you can cheat. You can give yourself, because you're so close and the wind is blowing in this direction. So if you start yourself on this side of the cup and you're within the cup and you hit it perfect, it'll go in. And if the wind plays a factor, and you hit a grate to the right, it still might go in. And vice versa. If the wind doesn't play a factor, grate to the left and a perfect will go in, and a good will not go in. That's why people bring precision balls on holes that there's a high probability you're going to end up in the sand around the green. In tournament play, but in one-on-one, come on, man. Come on. In the hole. Woo! Katana. Winner, winner. Chicken dinner. I don't think I had any open slots. I just gave up a chest right there. Jeez. Went on a streak. Didn't come open some to see if I had to get my Kingfisher. There's a B-52. Right there. See if we can save a few, since we're going to speed open that anyways. All right, here we go. Let's go see. Tour 10. Here we roll. This is the bag I was playing with until I got the Horizon. The only club in there that I really am going to change, I just have to commit to it, is the Grizzly. Because there's a lot of holes that are in there that... There's some holes that I could use more topspin with my long iron. You could do a rough bump. And you can't do that with the Grizzly. And there's some holes where it's a little teeny bit short. I'll have to play with my Goliath, because my B-52 is like level 5, I think. We have plenty of room here. Times. Woo! 11. 11.6. Jeez. Here, I'll just play to where you're at, buddy. I just won't make as much effort. 11.6 divided by 1.2. 10.63 rings. Let's get up a little higher. There's 10, 11. I want to lean just a little that way. Hitting it perfect. I want to remind it that it wants to go in that direction. Damn it. You can recover from there, but you got a nice up the gut shot. And this shot's plus 10%. So it's 1.1 times whatever the wind is. I'm going to be in my Spitfire. They also have a Cataclysm, level 7. And they took out the side wind, but oh, they're taking out the headwind with overpower. I got you. I would have rather hit it and chipped it up there than have to take that putt. How sad is that? Alright, Spitfire. Max club. I'm going to pull back just a little so I can take the wind out. .8 divided by 2. Hey. 7.8. 4.29 rings. I'm going to push it forward just a little. Ah! I should have counted them out. I had time. Now I have to take that putt, which is even worse. I'm afraid of signs because these signs that are out here are like magnets. I'm not a fan of the signs on the course. Wow. Let's see if that goes in. I was holding my breath. Jeez. I don't want to have to take that shot more than once. Good game. Good game. Let's see if they will let's go. I think that was it. I think I did. How long did it take me? It only took me 52 minutes. Look at that. Collect it. What do you get when you max out Tour 10? Let's hope that I get a kingfisher, some vipers, some thorns, 6 Thor's hammers. Hey, anytime you can get a Thor's hammer. I have not played with the Thor's hammer, but I have a lot of friends that play regularly with the Thor's hammer. I dealt with the curl situation with what you get with the extra mile, and I was more of a curl guy. And Thor's hammer has a ton of tools, but it is a great club. I should play with it, but I don't. All right, there we go. Now I got to play it in order to build my bankroll up. So you should leave some comments and talk about bankroll. So when the game first came out, the going theory was, you had to have 10 times the bankroll. And so if we're going up to 10 million, that means you have to have 100 million as your bankroll. And what courses are we playing? We're playing Quail Hollow, Jamal Dunes. Jamal Dunes is going to be tough from the Pro Tees, especially with big winds. But I can think of a couple holes in Jamal Dunes that there are alternate ways to play them if you bring the right clubs, and you can play them with low-level balls. And you can get up there, and people will go out there and try and go for the hero shot on the drive and get caught up on the drive, and they can't make it. Nordic Fjord is the same way. And I can't remember. I've played Quail Hollow quite a few times in tournaments, but I don't know that I played it that much in one-on-one. I have to go look at those holes. This is where if you were going to go up, you'd want to scout them. You'd want to go. What we used to be able to do is everything that was in Tour 11. There was Tour 2, there was Tour 3, 4, 5, 6. So everything that was in Tour 11 was in Tour 6. And you could go down there and play Tour 6. Put some of your Tour 6 trophies on the line because you wanted to go down and practice. And practice down here. But because of your level, if you caught an AI, it could be hard to beat them. You had to be on. And so it did help you. And I don't think Quail Hollow is anywhere else in the game right now. I'm pretty sure it's probably just an upper level, because we know it's not down here. We know these are all of the I like Sakura Hills. That's a fun course. Quail Hollow, we can go down and practice some Tour 4. I may sit down when I'm watching TV tonight and play some Tour 4 just to remember what Quail Hollow is, and play some of those holes. The Sunshine Glades, I'll probably get more of the Sunshine Glades than the Quail Hollow, but it'll be fun to go down and just play some of that while I'm chilling. Any of the other ones? Let's see, none of them so far. I don't remember what they are, but if I see them, I'll remember them. And we know they're not going to be up here if they're already up there. What is here? What have we been playing? I know the Gokasha Bay holes because they've been in the game forever and a day. And the other two holes, I mean, I can tell them apart, but I probably couldn't tell you which one was which. Maybe. Just because this one says Sands. And what do we have? Jamal Dunes, Nordic Fjords. I don't like the two, because there's a couple holes in Nordic Fjord fjords that on the 2 that we came at the cup this way. They're on the par 3s. We came at the cup this way and we did a plus 10%. But now, because of where the cup is at, the way that we have to come at it, we have to do a plus 60% in the same exact spot to get to the cup. So I'll have to remember that when I'm out there, that we have to. I'll try it. I'll split. I'll go like 50 and see if I'm close. 60's a lot. All right. Thanks for watching. I will post some more Tour 10. Yeah, I don't know how many of you are playing Tour 10 out there, but if there's some of these other tours down here that you want me to play, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to go play. But I want to get my bankroll up above 178. So I'd like it to be, personally, I'd like it to be at 300. That way I never have to drop below 100. And I've got 200 to go out there and play with. So that gives me 20 games. Get used to the winds. Figure out what clubs I need, what bags I need. And I've got a pretty good hold on what I'm going to play in Tour 10. I want to try and limit it to 1 bag. There are several holes in the game that it is beneficial to have a second bag that's got a big topper in it, because there are some holes that you can't hit all the way out, and a big topper will help you. But I'm going to play some Tour 10 for a while. We'll see. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Stay safe, my friends.